Hello everyone, welcome to my channel BBTechHub. So today I'm here to discuss about the router. So it is also a very important component in the network, and in this video I will just describe about the router very briefly. I will discuss about this because in the Cisco actually we deal with this device, and at that moment we'll go in details about this device, that is router. So here, the previous video you have seen that I have discussed about the hub and switch, and today's the router. So it's a, you can say this is the formal definition that router is a layer 3 device, that is the network layer device of OSI reference model. And what is the use of this device? The use of this device is forwarding the data traffic from the one network to the another network. It is a very big question, my dear. When switch is the device in the network, then why we need router? So you see, I have written this question over here. The question is that when we design the LAN, and I want there should be a communication between the employees of an organization, so the devices are connected through the switches. Switch is enough smart to forward the frame from one host to another host within the same network. Now you think there are several networks are there in the network, and the devices are connected through the switches. Then switch is saying, no, don't worry, I'm there to forward the frame. But the question is that when the people want to communicate between them, so the thing is that, and that unfortunately they are in the different network. You are getting my point? What the employees want to communicate with each other, there is some necessity, but unfortunately their network is different. And at that moment, if ask the help from the switch will say sorry, up to the same network I'm capable to forward the frame, but the moment network is different, I'm extremely sorry, I cannot help you out, I cannot forward the frame. Okay. And that moment and this situation, who gives the solution? There is only one, that is my router. Router is capable to forward the data traffic from the one network to the another network. And actually this is the reason why we call router works as the gateway for a LAN. If a router is in the network, then your traffic can come out from your LAN and move towards the WAN, and traveling through the WAN, and again it can go to the intended network. Is it clear? So although we are having the switch, we need the router when the situation is data transmission is necessary from one network to the another network. Am I clear? So you can understand that how important it is. We call it is the internet. What it is internet? So if you go for this word is that is inter. Inter means between different. Am I clear? So if we talk about the internet, that is between different network, and in this situation, one and only Mr. Router is there. Router has been programmed, router's operating system has been programmed like that. It is capable to forward the traffic from one network to the another network. So now you will see what are the features of a router. The first thing, it is a layer 3 device. Second thing, it recognizes the devices by using the IP address. Third thing, the PDU, protocol data unit, that is the data structure, that is data format that it deals, that is nothing but the packet. That means when we talk about the packet, the picture comes in our mind, that is who is handling this data, that is the router. Next, these are the devices, they are not the human being, they don't have the manipulation capability. Is it clear? They cannot manipulate, they're the devices. So that's why these devices are maintained at table. And depending on this table, they only do their respective functions. So router maintains a routing table. And when router go for transferring the traffic, it takes the help of the routing table only. Next is router is a device which can take the data from the LAN, I told you, then it move it through the WAN and again it send it to the destination LAN. So we call it as a WAN device. And that the biggest and good thing that is router does not support broadcasting of packets. So here I would like to draw your attention to a vital point, that is, remember, in the layer 1, hub is the device where we face the collision issue plus broadcast issue. If you go to the layer 2, our device is switch. We have no collision issue. Switch removes it. But my dear, broadcast issue is there. So if we go to the layer 3 where router is the device, here there is no issue of no collision and no broadcast. So can you understand how nice device it is? So in general, we used to say at layer 1, both the issues exist. At layer 2, switch removes the collision issue, and at the layer 3, router removes this broadcast issue and collision issue. Okay, now, so that is, these are the features. Now, what are the functions router is doing? The main function is internet working. What is internet working? Internet working means the connectivity between different devices, different network. I cannot say devices, I can say different networks. Then what is routing? So finding the path from source to destination and forward the data packet, that concept comes under the routing. So unless until internet working, router cannot go for the routing. Next, data traffic management. This is a very big concept. Router has the capability to select which data packet should be allowed, which should not be allowed. And such way it can save the WAN bandwidth also. And it provides layer 3 security. Router can work as a firewall also. So you know the firewall provides security. So router also can provide the security. These are the main functions of a router. Is it clear, everyone? So I think you can understand how vital. When we talk about the switch, in the back of the mind, we imagine the designing of the LAN, and the moment we think about the router, the back of the mind, there is a image, that is, we are talking about the WAN, or nothing but in general we people say WAN means internet. Now we will see in the market how we have categorized the router. If I say the types of router, we cannot give a answer in a single sentence or in a single format that router is this type. In an industry, there are several areas and every area has different demands. As per the demands, router has been categorized. Okay. Mainly I am focusing over here 4 types of routers. So first thing we can see, on the basis of enterprise networking router, when the big organization going for the networking and they need the router and they're designing their network, and at that moment they consider the router as 2 types. One is the ISR, another is the ASR. ISR is nothing but the integrated services router, and ASR for the aggregation services router. ISR is we are using in the branch office connectivity, where if I go for the ASR, this is nothing used for the edge routing and WAN aggregation. 1000, 4800, all are the good series for the ISR, whereas 9000 is one of the best series for ASR. If I go for the function, what the function router is doing, on the basis of that, we can say there are edge router, branch router, and service provider router. I think if you carefully follow the names, you can get the hints what they want to say. Edge router means you can go for the edge of either, whether it is the LAN or you can go for the WAN. So at the boundary of any network, what type of router we are getting connected, that is nothing but our edge router. So you come to this picture, you can see also over here. Here, this is, I can say, my branch router. And if I place a router over here, it will be my edge router. Am I clear? So this is my branch router. This is my edge router. And this is nothing but my service provider router. Is it? So everyone always remember, when the internally we are using the router for connecting the remote office devices, that is branch router. The moment the organization is getting connected with the internet and the router in which they are taking the internet connection, that is my edge router. And the ISP is using which router for providing the connectivity, that is my service provider router. In general, we say the branch router is nothing but we are using the ISR router. Second, if it is a very big organization, then edge router may be the ASR router, and or if it is a medium size organization, we can use the ISR router also as the edge router. But of course, in the service provider side, maximum all are the ASR routers. I'm clear? Now come over here. So next we go for the branch router that is used in the branch offices and service provider. That means what the ISPs are using, and maximum time always remember these are my ASR router. Sorry. Next is the based on the physical structure. You can see there is the some router are the fixed router, some are the modular routers. Is it clear? We can get sorry, we can get that thing, that is, question is that how we can, so which one is the fixed router, which one is the modular router. So you see, I'm showing you a picture in the packet tracer. This is my packet tracer. I have taken two routers are there. Okay, so now see one thing over here. If I go to this router, you see it, I zoom it. Have you seen over here there are two blank pieces? That means here I can insert the card. Okay, what type of card I can insert over it? That is WIC. WIC means WAN interface card. You see, I want to connect it. What the message I am getting? Cannot add a module when the power is on. Yeah, that is very important. When the power is on of a router, you cannot insert a card. So you have to power off. So I have switched off and then I am going to connect it. You see, I'm connecting it. Okay, now I'm powering on. I can connect a LAN card over here. You see, there are two LAN ports. So what it is my modular router. It was blank. You see, this was blank. I have added this card. Is it clear? This is my LAN card and this is my WAN card. That is WAN interface card. Now I power on the router. Fine. So you see, this is my router. Okay, I'm going to the CLI. The router is getting booted. It is booting now. You can see. And I want to check how many ports are there. Then of course, typing a command, show IP interface brief. So you can see these are the port getting, these are the port I have got. These were the two default port the router had. Now I have added these two ports and these are the four ports, serial ports I have connected with this router. That means previously, you see, this is also same 2621 model. I'm going over there. I want to check by default how many ports are there. You see, only two LAN ports are there. Yes, everyone. Hello. Only two LAN ports are there. I want more than two ports. Of course, switch on, switch off it. Power off. I am connecting one interface. I'm connecting two LAN ports. Fine. Go to the command line interface. Right now router is booting because once we power off and again power on, router starts booting. Just like a PC, it also boot. Another one. Show IP interface Great. Hello, can you see? These 4 extra ports are added. That means if I go to the back side of the router and if there is no option to add any card, is it clear? That type of router is called as the fixed router. And when we are having an option to insert the card, that is called my modular router. So in the fixed router, no option. There is no choice for the customization, but in the modular router, of course, there is a choice for the customization. And last is the best on the interface. We can say routers are 2 types. One is the wired, another is the wireless. How can I say wired and wireless? You see, come to this picture again. I want to connect these 2 routers. So here I am taking a serial cable. So I need the cable. You see, I'm connecting these 2 routers. Fine. I want to configure a LAN over here. Not an issue. So what? Again, I need the cable. I'm taking a switch. Switch is my LAN device. So what to do? Now you see, we are taking cables to connect the devices. So here you see what the router is doing. What the function router is doing over here, we are taking the cables and connecting. So these 2 routers, we call it as what type of router? Wired routers. Am I clear? And you see, this is one of my LAN. Fine. This is what? This is one LAN. And another, this is my another LAN. Fine. And what is, sorry, just one moment, I'm giving the color over here. Fine. Now see what happens. These are the 2 LAN, my dear. This is maybe my LAN 1 and this is my LAN 2. In this moment, if we take a cable and we connect switch to switch, is it clear? I want to, if I connect switch together, switch will raise the hand and say, sorry, I cannot transfer the data packets between the PCs and the laptops because I do not know the different networks. So who will carry the data? So router will not say sorry. Router will say, don't worry, I am there. I will transfer the traffic from one network to the another network. So you understood what is the concept of router? So when there is a concept of the same network, switch is enough to transfer the data traffic. But the moment network is different, router cannot do, sorry, switch cannot do anything. So who will come in the picture? Router will come in the picture. So I think everyone, you understood the difference between the switch and router. And the next video, I'm coming with the firewall and the brief concept of the firewall and of course the server. And after that, there is a DNS center result. Later on, we will discuss about in the automation topic. So after that, I will go for the IP addresses and subnetting. So up to that, thank you so much.